He killed her. Then he called 911 himself. Not out of panic. Not out of guilt. Not out of fear. But because he had a plan. A plan so cold. So calculated. So disturbingly clever. That it almost worked. Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly how close a killer came to walking free forever. And the one thing that stopped him will genuinely shock you. Before we get into this, I need you to understand one thing. This was not a crime of passion. This was not a mistake. This was not an accident. Every single moment of what happened that night had been planned weeks in advance. And by the end of this video, you will see the exact moment his plan fell completely apart. Bartow County, Georgia, March 2019. The 911 call came in at 9:47 p.m. A man named Ryan Easley was on the line. His voice was calm. Too calm. Disturbingly calm. For what he was saying. He told the operator he had come home and found his girlfriend unresponsive on the floor. He said he didn't know what happened. He said he was terrified. He begged them to hurry. Operators dispatched emergency services immediately. When paramedics arrived, they found 28-year-old Kayla Giles on the floor. She was gone. Ryan Easley stood in the corner of the room, arms crossed, watching. Something about him immediately felt wrong. Every first responder in that room felt it. But none of them could explain why. Not yet. What Ryan Easley did next would have fooled anyone, even the most experienced investigators in the room. He cried at exactly the right moments. He said exactly the right things. He answered every question calmly and consistently. He told investigators Kayla must have fallen, must have hit her head, must have had some kind of sudden medical emergency. He was devastated. He was confused. He was grieving. At least that is what he wanted everyone to believe. And here is what makes this so deeply disturbing. It was working. On the surface, everything held together. The grief looked real. The confusion looked real. The devastation looked real. Ryan Easley was performing the role of his life. And then, a detective made one routine decision that changed everything. Here is where everything changes. And I promise you, you did not see this coming. While investigators were still processing the scene, one detective decided to check something completely routine. Ryan Easley's phone records. What they found stopped the entire investigation cold. In the 47 minutes before he called 911, Ryan Easley had made 11 phone calls. Not to friends, not to family, not to anyone who could help Kayla, to a criminal defense lawyer. He had called a lawyer 11 times before he called emergency services for his dying girlfriend. Read that again. While Kayla Giles was taking her last breath, Ryan Easley was on the phone, securing his legal defense. Every person in that investigation room went completely silent when they saw those records. Because in that moment, everyone understood. This was never an accident. This was never a fall. This was never a medical emergency. This was murder. Planned in advance. Executed with calculation. And almost covered up perfectly. The phone records broke the case wide open. Investigators went back to his phone with fresh eyes. And what they found made everyone in that room go silent a second time. He had searched, step by step, how to harm someone, without leaving a single visible mark. Not once, not twice. 47 separate searches. Over 3 weeks. While smiling at Kayla. Every single morning. And there was more. Text messages that revealed a relationship that had become deeply dangerous. Witnesses who came forward, describing Ryan Easley's behavior in the weeks before Kayla died. A man who had been quietly and methodically planning every detail. The 911 call, the performance of grief, the lawyer calls, the carefully rehearsed answers. None of it was panic. Every single moment had been rehearsed in advance. This is the part that stays with you long after this video ends. Kayla Giles was 28 years old. She had a daughter, a little girl, who was at home that same night, who woke up the next morning not knowing her world had already ended, who grew up without her mother because of a man who planned everything except one thing. He planned for investigators to see an accident. He planned for his grief to look real. He planned for calling 911 to make him look innocent. What he never planned for was one detective checking 47 minutes of phone records. 47 minutes. That is the distance between a killer walking free forever and a little girl eventually getting some form of justice for her mother. Ryan Easley was convicted of murder in 2021, sentenced to life in prison. He will never be free again. But here is what this case leaves behind. He called 911 on himself. He thought he was smarter than the system. He thought his plan was perfect. And it almost was. 47 minutes of phone records that he forgot to consider. That is all that stood between him and freedom. 47 minutes. Kayla Giles deserved better. Her daughter deserved better. And for once, justice actually came. But how many times has it not? How many calculated killers called 911 on themselves and walked away free? That question is what keeps true crime investigators awake at night. And it is exactly why we keep telling these stories, so that Kayla and every victim like her is never forgotten. If this case moved you, share this video with someone right now, because her story deserves to be heard by as many people as possible. And if you want to hear more cases like this, subscribe to Crime Crypt. Hit that bell, because next week we have a case that will make this one look simple, and you need to be there when it drops. Skull Crime Crypt, where dark secrets come to light.